TVS News at 5 p.m. Sunday, March 6. You're with me, Douglas Elliott, and let's begin with our top story. In order to realize the state's vision as a developed state with high income by 2030, Premier of Sarawak, Datuk PATINGGI Tan Sri Abang Johari to OPENG said Sarawakans must have an active and healthy mind. This, he said, is crucial as practicing a healthy lifestyle would indirectly contribute to the state's growth in multiple sectors, especially the economic sectors.
Tapi kalau kita sehat, walafiat, maka dapatlah kita menggunakan otak untuk kita membangunkan diri, membangunkan masyarakat. Kita ada target 2030. Kalau kita nak jadi negeri bangun, berpendapatan tinggi, anak Sarawak mesti sehat otaknya dan membangunkan negeri.
He said so when launching the Sarawak Active 2022 program held at Datuk PATINGGI Ali Hall in Gedong on Saturday. Sarawak Active program reflects one of the state government's effort to encourage Sarawakians to take care of their health and to improve their time management skills.
The state government will be channeling a special allocation to upgrade the infrastructure of the Sabah-Sarawak Link Road Highway, SSLR and Trans-Borneo. Prior to that, they would scrutinize the project first to understand the projection and performance of the said project.
Kita lihat keadaan. Kalau prestasinya bagai baik, tentu sekali lah kita sumbangkan juga.
Abang Johari said so during the launching ceremony of Sarawak Active on Saturday. His statement came as a response to the Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob when he inquired about projects implemented to elevate the well-being of Sarawakians and Sabahans.
The much-anticipated SPAOH Sports Complex in Betong will finally open its doors to the public very soon. The 14 million ringgit project is expected to be ready by the end of this month and is slated for opening in April. In a statement, Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Uga Umba said finishing works are currently ongoing at the complex, which consists of an indoor and outdoor stadium. Uga added the indoor stadium has a fully air-conditioned multi-purpose hall with 4 badminton courts and accommodate up to 150 tables when used as a function venue. Meanwhile, the outdoor stadium will feature a fully synthetic running track, a football field, a grandstand and washrooms. Earlier, Uga visited the project accompanied by Betong District Council Secretary Charlie Culling. At the same time, Uga said the 2-story SPAOH market, costing 5 million ringgit, is expected to be ready in July this year. Sarawak plans to procure supplies of PAXLOVID, the COVID-19 antiviral pill produced by pharmaceutical giant Pfizer. Deputy Premier Datuk Sri Dr. Sim Kui Han said the Sarawak COVID-19 Advisory Group, or SCOVAG, is currently in talks with Pfizer to acquire the oral drug. In his Facebook post, the Public Health, Housing and Local Government Minister said the move is part of the state government's effort to acquire the necessary COVID-19 drugs in the fight against COVID-19. He said Sarawak's arrangement to acquire PAXLOVID would be similar to that of Ronaprev, produced by Swiss pharmaceutical Roche, which was procured by the state government and made available at all 4 major public hospitals in Sarawak since last year to supplement and complement the Ministry of Health. He added while the Ministry of Health depended on various national professional recommendations, the Sarawak government depended on local experts in SCOVAG on new and emerging COVID-19 drugs recommendations. Additionally, the state government is also keen on acquiring Molnupiravir, developed by Merck & Co., with which SCOVAG have had an ongoing discussion since last year. On Saturday, Health Minister KHAIRUDDIN announced that Malaysia is expected to receive its first shipment of PAXLOVID in 2 weeks' time. Welcome back. Following the capture of 2 giant crocs in PATINGGI on Saturday, which went viral on social media, Sarawak Forestry Corporation SFC in a statement clarified that the operation was performed by a group of licensed crocodile hunters following tip-off from villagers residing in the area. On Saturday, 2 giant crocodiles measuring 13 feet and 15 feet each were captured and removed from PATINGGI. The incident also caught the attention of Deputy Minister in the Office of the Premier of Sarawak, Integrity and Ombudsman, Dr. Juana Jaya, who came down to observe the operation. He said the operation was carried out for the safety of locals and villagers in the area after frequent sightings of the reptiles in recent weeks. An investigation into the operation is still ongoing, SFC said, adding that the public should inform the authorities first should there be a sighting of crocodiles in their area. A total of 387 graduates was celebrated as they have successfully completed their bachelor's degree program during the University of Technology Sarawak UTS graduation ceremony on Saturday. Its Vice Chancellor, Professor Datuk Dr. KHAIRUDDIN Abdul Hamid said the ceremony was a momentous one as it is the first graduation ceremony held since the institution was elevated to university status.
This is a historical event for all of us here. Even though this is the 6th convocation ceremony for this university, but it is the first under the new name University Technology Sarawak. After we had been upgraded as a full-fledged university on the 8th of November 2021, hence the change of name from UCTS to UTS. Therefore, to all graduating students attending this convocation ceremony, you are creating history for yourself for being the first batch of graduates of UTS.
During the ceremony, 59 graduates who were supposed to graduate in 2020 were also part of the ceremony, as graduation ceremonies were not allowed during the initial outbreak of COVID-19. KHAIRUDDIN added the ceremony will not be realized if there was no high demand from the graduates. From there, UTS brought such interest to the Sarawak Disaster Management Committee's attention, where several negotiations were held and bared its fruit.
A total of 387 graduates will receive their scroll today and tomorrow. I am very happy to announce that for the first time, UTS has produced 2 PhD graduates, both in business management, in this convocation ceremony. Congratulations to both graduates and their respective supervisors.
The convocation ceremony was also attended by UTS's Chancellor, His Excellency Tuan Yang Terutama Tun Pehin Sri Abdul Taib Mahmud. Beverly Chow Jin Yu was awarded the Chancellor Award, while Felicia Ling Wei Ling and Maria Maristine Edwin were presented with the Academic Award by Tun Pehin Sri Taib.
A new policy on technical and vocational education and training, or TVET, will be formulated by the Ministry of Higher Education, MOHE. The rebrand is part of the ministry's effort to eliminate parents' perception of TVET as second-class education. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said many parents have a negative perception of TVET, which considers the stream as second class. In contrast to countries such as Germany and France, where the stream is the main choice by students. Elaborating on the proposal to formulate a new TVET policy, the Prime Minister said students should be given the option to choose subjects in the field at an earlier stage, adding that among the proposed changes in the new policy is allowing the students to choose the subject they want to pursue in Form 1. Meanwhile, on the opportunity for TVET certificate holders to go to the university level, Ismail Sabri said the matter had been expanded compared with previously, when the certificates could not be used to further the studies at universities. He also remarked that the markability rate of TVET graduates in 2020 is 87%, which is higher than the markability rate of graduates at the national level, which is at 84.4%. Today is 10th day since the war between Ukraine and Russia erupted due to political differences. In a televised address on March 5th, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky rallied Ukrainians to remain steadfast in expelling their enemies out of the country and called the Russian forces liars to their own people.
Я знаю, что многие из вас поверили, что Украина вас якобы ненавидит. Якобы будет нападать, якобы будет уничтожать. Лжецы на российском телевидении говорят об этом каждый день. Лжецы. Это их работа. Врать каждый день вам. Но это не должно быть вашей судьбой. Наші люди, наші українці не відступають, не здаються, не зупиняють свого спротиву. Вони кричать окупантам.
Zelensky also appealed to the people in temporarily occupied territory to not be easily wavered by Russia's propaganda and to fight together in defending Ukraine.
Донбасс. Вспомни, как о тебе говорили. Донбасс никто не ставил на колени. И никому поставить не дано. Эти слова в Донецке, слова в Луганске знает каждый. Их часто повторяли. Раньше. А что сейчас? Донбасс. Сейчас самое время. Мы обращаемся ко всем людям на временно оккупированных территориях. Ко всем, кто нас слышит. Кому не стерли память пропагандой. Кому не закрыли глаза страхом. Кому не изуродовали душу. Боритесь. Боритесь за свои права. За свою свободу. За Украину. Вместе с Херсоном. Вместе с Бердянском. Вместе с Киевом. И всеми другими украинскими городами, которые ценят жизнь.
On the other side, the Russian Defense Ministry released a video showing their forces moving and guarding a bridge in the Kiev region. They have continued their offense on a wider scale. However, the ministry said they have stopped firing in certain areas to open humanitarian corridors near the cities of Volnovakha and Mariupol, which are guarded heavily. Meanwhile, in Kharkiv, the attacks have gone even more violent, killing dozens of civilians since the city was one of the first Ukraine territories attacked by the Russian forces. Though the attacks were violent, the Russian forces have yet to capture Kharkiv, home to about 1.5 million people. The authorities have said Russian missile attacks had hit the center of Kharkiv, including the residential area and the regional administration building.
And that's all the update for News at 5. More headlines at TVSTVMY or follow us on our social media. Once again, I'm Douglas Elliott. Take care until then.